Alright, AstraForger here. Kuro Games really wrote a novel for Aemeath Kit. Okay, now let's really break down what Aemeath can do. So, yeah, let's go. Aemeath, Synchronist of the Exostrider, now Rebel of Colleague. That was me back when I was alive. Now I'm a digital ghost. Yeah, she's a ghost. Only Rover can see her, fortunately. Because damn, she's beautiful. Okay, so yeah. So Aemeath, as you can see, is a fusion and a sword user. And here's our Ascension material. So our choice, Morse Amber, Exo Scar. Those two are the new material that we can find in the new region. So yeah, you kind of cook there. So you won't be able to perform for that. But the exhaust swarm scar, the polarizer, the exhaust swarm, those are things that you can already perform. For the rest, yeah, we kind of cook. But yeah, so let's get into our combat roll. Combat roll, main dealer damage that we already knew. Reverberations, resonance revolution damage, of course, tune rupture response, fusion burst. It was confirmed that yeah, she was going to do both. So she was going to do negative status and the tune mechanic. And she also does damage amplification. So now let's get it started. And before we get it started, I just want to preface something. It's going to be a kind of a long run. Her description of what she does. Yeah, Kuro wrote a book with this one, so just be prepared for that. So now let's get started. So normal attack, yeah, we saw animation, looks pretty sleek. So a basic attack deal fusion damage, heavy attack deal fusion damage, all the normal attack, yeah, okay. So we're just right there. You can see that basic attack deal fusion damage. So with people want to play her mono fusion, yeah, you definitely can, and she's good for that. Okay, so resonance skill. Wow, I gotta say that's pretty slick. Aemeath can switch form between herself and her mech. The mech inherit Aemeath's stat and unlock new move. I do wonder, is the mech her, or is the mech the Exostrider, or is it kind of the Exostrider kind of a mixed personality, kind of copying her personality, or do those both have their own personality? But let's continue there. So sync strike. Press resonance skill shortly after casting basic attack stage 2, 3, and 4 to cast sync strike, dealing fusion damage, switching to the other form. So we kind of gonna go basic attack to go from stage 2, stage 4, and then to be able to switch to a sync to cast to switch form. Basically, you cast the sync strike and then you switch form. So that's probably the when she does the no, wait there. Okay, when she does the 1, 2, 3, then she switch. Okay, that's the thing. So you do basic attack 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you press actually you press, okay, so you do the skill and then you do basic attack 1, 2, 3, 4 time, dealing fusion and two, and then you switch form. Resonance liberation. Toward the daybreak. Resonance liberation. Deal fusion damage. Switch into mech form after casting this skill and unlock the resonance liberation finisher. Casting this skill send Aemeath into an enhanced sync attack boost state. When resonance liberation finisher is unlocked and resonance rate reach the limit, enter heavy attack boost rate in this state. Heavy attack charge faster, recovers synchronization rate to the max. So there's a synchronization rate thing going on. And I guess the most synchron the rate is, maybe the faster or the higher damage. We'll see. But what I can see there is that, yeah, she basically got, yeah, as we thought, two moves for now. And from what I can see, you get a, you can kind of use the skill a lot. So she's gonna need energy. I feel like she's one of those characters that's gonna need a lot of energy. The next two intense sync attack grant the following effect. When in resonance mode, tune rupture and end syncs attacks allow Aemeath to deal multiple intense of tune rupture damage. Oh. When in resonance mode, fusion burst, the damage multiplier of fusion burst triggered by enhanced sync attack is additionally increased against the main target. So you really want to be in enhanced mode. So you really want to build that yeah, you want that energy and you want to build that synchronization rate, which is probably the resonance mode. Resonance liberation finisher. When both synchronization rate and resonance rate reach the limit, liberation finisher becomes available, dealing massive fusion damage and switching back to Aemeath. Okay, so yeah, as I thought, resonance rate matters a lot because that's what enables you to get the liberation finisher. So you do really want to go something like attack, switch as fast as you can to robot mode, so you can cast that sync strike, so you can switch, and then when you switch into a mech, and then yeah, you, but damn, she can, uh, she's look at that. Resonance liberation finish. Like she got already two. Okay, I guess one is her kinda without, yeah, without the robot, which make a switch into the robot, and then the other one is the big finisher that we saw on a video, the big sword plunging everything down to nothingness. Okay, so fourth is secret. Recover a secret. Okay, yes. Synchronization rate. Okay, so this is how recover synchronization rate when specific skill deal damage or emit cast intro skill resonance liberation when casting basing attack stage 4 if synchronization rate is no less than 100 point. They sprint into this. Okay. Enhanced sync attack is unlock. Okay, so you really wanna spam a skill, because that's what's kinda increase the synchronization rate, either by a skill or just by the intro skill. So yeah, as I thought, energy will be important on her. Okay. Resonance mode. In resonance mode, tune rupture when resonator in the team respond to tune rupture, interfered inflict rupture trail in resonance mode, fusion burst when resonator in the team inflict fusion burst, inflict fusion trail. I do wonder what's fusion trail. Interfere, inflict rupturous trail. I do wonder what's that too. But basically, she inflict those two status when she's in resonance mode, and there's the teammate that respond to tune rupture. And the one I can think right now in my mind is Marnie, which is probably why she's one above her best in slot partner. Okay, enhanced sync attack. Deal fusion damage. This damage is considered resonance liberation damage. When in resonance mode, tune rupture deal mode instance of tune rupture each time on a random target within the range. The damage increase with the number of stack of rupturous trail on the target. Okay, I see. So even before I finish reading this, I guess the trail thing over here, the more you inflict those two status, the more she deal more damage. So let's finish. When in Renaissance Point, fusion burst trigger fusion base burst based on the max stack of fusion burst without removing its stack. The damage multiplier against the mean tile is increased based on the stack of fusion trail on target. Yes. So basically, from this is the more you go into your enhanced sync attack in resonance mode, the more like you break an enemy and cause it to tune rupture, when a resonator responds to it, such as Morny, it inflicts this, which then the more you do it to, the more she will deal damage. And this in the fusion burst, when a resonator in the team inflict fusion burst, inflict fusion trail. Well, this is more her because she's because Chisa doesn't inflict fusion burst. Chisa inflict Havoc Bane. Havoc Bane increase the max stacks. That and this is why I'm saying that the negative status fusion burst is missing a partner. Because from what we read, if we even go up in here, she doesn't inflict fusion burst. She deal fusion damage. She deal fusion damage. She dealing fusion damage, and even from this is how to switch. She's dealing fusion damage. She's dealing fusion damage. This is how to really. Yes. Then this is okay. The next two instincts are going to grant the following effect. When in resonance mode, tune rupture, enhance sinks attack. Aemeath deals multiple intents of tune rupture damage when in resonance mode. Fusion burst, the damage multiplier of fusion burst triggered by and sync attack is additionally increased. See, there, she doesn't inflict fusion burst, the negative status. She's triggered. It says right there. So yeah, if you wanna go like negative status, you're gonna kind of have to wait because she guys are missing someone to inflict the fusion burst status. You can go mono fusion. You definitely can go the tune mechanic, tune rupture, tune shifting with her, Morny. Definitely Morny. You will need Morny. Line. Okay, so now let's continue. That's our intro skill. Deal fusion damage. After casting the skill, the next resonance liberation additionally recover resonance rate. So if you want to get more resonance rate, you're gonna have to use a skill, any type of skill basically, which is the intro skill, a normal skill. Let's see for astro skill. When casting this skill, the following are base or trigger. In resonance mode, tune rupture, all resonator in the team except Aemeath gain all damage amplification. The all damage effect further increase for the resonator who inflict tune rupture shifting. In resonance mode, fusion burst, all resonator in the team except Aemeath gain all damage amplification. The all damage amplification further increase for the resonator who inflict fusion burst. I kind of see this more amp for Line, a bit for Mornier, but Mornier doesn't deal that much of the damage unless you get your S1 or S2. This, let's see, if we go she's kind yeah no, this kind of missing someone. You kind of don't get that really much, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna have to test it out. I will test her a lot to see all she do, and well, if this she can, if this part, the all damage, if she can, if her teammate can benefit it. I don't think so, because now I'm getting more and more certain that yeah, the negative status fusion burst team, there's missing someone to inflict their fusion burst. So basically, to increase resonant rate, it's the intro skill and a skill, and which gain you access to uh which gain you increase to a resonance and to this mode, basically to the resonance liberation finisher. So you're gonna want to spam her skills. So now let's continue combat guide. So let's see what it said. Deal substantial resonance liberation damage while is in resonance mode. Tune rupture deal additional instance of tune rupture damage. This mode favors single target damage output. The more resonator with the ability to respond to tune rupture interfere they are in the team, Line and Monnier, the more damage Aemeath deals. With the resonance mode fusion burst, Aemeath's inflict fusion burst. This mode unleash Aemeath area potential, which allows her to deal more damage by frequently inflicting fusion burst. So she does inflict fusion burst, but only in resonance mode. Okay. Perform up to 4 consecutive attack, dealing fusion, yes. And then you hold the normal attack to cast the stink, to switch, basically. Aemeath charge 1 dealing damage all longer, heavy attack, charge 2, fusion. When the instance response, heavy attack, Aemeath charge 2, charge more quickly, casting heavy attack. Aemeath charge 2, heavy attack, charge mech 2, resonance liberation, event fall edict, final and stats response. The skill damage consider resonance liberation damage. So she's probably gonna be a basic. Well, you don't use a basic attack much. Heavy attack, I see you use it a lot, so that's don't think that's kind of a bad stat to add, but it's more liberation that you're gonna want to use, skill and liberation, since you're gonna want to spam skill. The skill, press normal attack shortly after casting, charge, press normal attack shortly after casting. Okay. Mid-air attack, Aemeath consume stamina to perform plunging attack, dealing fusion damage. Press the normal attack button shortly after casting this skill to cast basic attack. Press the normal attack button shortly after a successful dodge to attack the target. Press the normal attack button shortly after casting this skill to cast basic attack Aemeath stage 4. Resonance skill, shared voyage. Aemeath can switch form between herself and a mech. The mech inherits Aemeath's stats, unlock new move. That's cool. Kind of a caricature. Well, that's cool either way. If there is a target nearby, Aemeath cast basic attack stage 1 upon casting form switch. While the mech form, Aemeath casts mid-air attack automatically upon casting the form switch in here. Oh, you can switch in here. Damn, this girl looks cooler and cooler by the second. Press resonance skill shortly after casting basic attack. Aemeath stage 2, 3 and 4. Heavy attack. Aemeath or dodge counter. Aemeath the casting strike. Armament merge dealing fusion damage. Switch into mech form from after casting the skill. Press the normal attack buttons shortly after the cast basic attack mech stage 2. Okay, what I can say though is rotation. Like you're gonna wanna take your time on her. Like yes, so she got a lot of stuff to do, and I feel like almost everything deals damage. So maybe you're probably gonna attend everything if you want to get the max damage out of her. Anyway, let's continue. Sank Strike, Call of Dawn. Press resonance skill shortly after casting basic attack, mech stage 2 entry heavy attack, mech or dodge counter, mech or cast sync attack, Call of the Dawn, dealing fusion damage, can be cast mid-air, switch into Aemeath. After casting the skill, press normal attack button to cast basic attack. Aemeath stage 2. Perform up to 4 consecutive attack. Dealing fusion damage, can be cast in mid-air close to the ground. Heavy attack mech, hold normal attack button to charge by consuming stamina. Release to cast heavy attack. Mech charge 1 to attack the target, dealing fusion damage. Hold the normal attack, no longer casting attack. Mech charge when in instance respawn. Okay, basically you kind of transform into the mech and then you kind of spam a bit the heavy attack for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 times, or you do the liberate and 4, maybe 4 times, or you do the resonance liberation after the 3rd time. Evenly edict final and instant respond. This skill damage is considered resonance liberation damage. So basically you're really gonna go like full resonance liberation damage, as just they said. Can be cast mid-air close to the ground. Press normal attack shortly. Casting heavy attack. Casting basic attack. Press normal. Heavy attack. Yeah. Heavy attack. Liberation damage. I do see that both of those stats matters for her. More liberation than others, but heavy attack do still matter because I see that you use it a lot. Mid-air attack, consume stat to perform plunging attack dealing fusion damage. Press the normal attack shortly after casting the skill. 2 basic attack and skill damage, of course. Press the normal attack button shortly after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing dodge counter fusion mech. Press the normal button shortly after a successful dodge to attack the target, dealing fusion damage. Press the normal attack shortly after casting the skill to cast basic attack max stage 4 can be performed in mid-air ground. Now the resonance liberation toward the daybreak. Evenly Edic Overdrive. Deal fusion damage, switch into mech form after casting the skill. Can be cast mid-air to the ground. Casting this skill grant the following effect. Enter Stardust Resonance for 30 seconds. Enter Even Fall Edict Unbound for 60 seconds. Press normal attack shortly after casting the skill to cast basic attack max stage 2. Press resonance skill or resonance skill form. Switch shortly after casting the skill to basic attack Aemeath stage 2. The next Seraphic Duet cast within 30 seconds after casting the skill doesn't consume Rupture Trail or Fusion Trail. Stardust Resonance enhance the effect of Seraphic Duet. This effect ends the second time Seraphic Duet is cast. Heavenly Fall and Ban. Heavenly Fall Edict Overdrive is replaced with Heavenly Fall Edict Final. When in Heaven Fall Edict Unbound and Resonance Rate reach the limit, enter instant response. Instant response is removed when the Evenfall Edict Unbound state ends. Man, this is a book. Like, I don't know what Kuro was cooking with her, but I mean, kit description is long as hell. Evenfall Edict Final. Press Resonance Skill or Resonance Liberation to cast Evenfall Edict Final when the following conditions are met. Be in Evenfall Edict Unbound state, synchronization rate reach the limit, resonance rate reach the limit, casting the skill deplete all synchronization rate and resonance rate, dealing fusion, and ending Evenfall Unbound state and Seraphic Duet state. Switch back to Aemeath after casting the skill can be cast in midair close to the ground. Yeah, it kind of makes sense though. That it's kind of puzzling me. That there's all those conditions that you have to meet, 1, 2, 3, to do the final liberation. This is the the liberation with the big mech and plunging the sword and obliterating everything. But yeah, you see, we have to meet all those conditions, 1, 2, 3. Like the synchronization rate has to be to the limit, the resonance rate reach the limit. You have to be in even fall edict unbound state. Now, okay, but it kind of makes sense. You're a mech, and I guess those are the kind of state you have to condition state the mech has to be in to be able to launch this full attack, and it's a big one. So, Forte Secret to Sculpt the Silence Seraphic Duo. When casting basic attack, aim at stage 4 or basic attack, mech stage, enter Seraphic Duo for 5 seconds. Resonance skill Seraphic Duo Overture. When Aemeath is in seraphic duo and synchronization rate is no less than 100, press resonance skill to cast resonance skill seraphic duet overture at the cost of 100 point. The synchronization rate dealing fusion damage, consider resonance deliberate rate, can be cast mid-air. Switching into the mech from casting the skill and exit the seraphic duo, press normal skills within a certain press normal attack within a certain period of time to cast basic attack mech stage 2. Resonance skill seraphic duo encore. Okay, like I feel like this is all the animation that we were seeing, when she was kind of singing and stuff. This is all of those. Like in the mech form, when in seraphic duo and synchronization rate is no less than 100 press skill to cast resonance skill. Seraphic duo encore cost of 100 synchronization rate dealing fusion damage, consider fusion liberation, can switch back to Aemeath and exit seraphic duo state, press normal attack within a certain period of cast basic attack Aemeath stage 2. So is one thing though that I like is the fact that with all of this you will be able to play her like I'd say however you want. Like you're not forced to go to do the final liberation all the time. She has so different modes. She's probably, I would say, the most in the game, the most freely or the most versatile character in terms of combat. Not maybe not in terms of, and even maybe in term, maybe less in terms of team, but in terms of way to fight. And certainly for Sentinel Resonator, she probably is the most versatile. Now, as for how much damage all those things does, and when exactly do you play each mode or how, don't worry about that. When she's there, I'll get her, I'll test her in depth, and I'll be able to give you guys an answer. So let's continue. Resonance mode. In resonance mode, tune rupture when resonator in team respond to tune rupture, interfere, inflict 10 stack of ruptures. Okay, it's 10 stack. Rupture trail on the target for 30 seconds, stacking up to 30 times. In resonance mode, fusion burst. When resonator in the team inflict fusion burst, inflict one stack of fusion trail for 30 seconds, stacking up to 30 times, while in combat, when fusion bursts on target near the active resonator reach 0 stack, inflict 1 stack of fusion burst. If the target have more than 5 stack of fusion burst, trigger fusion burst based on its max limit, remove all of its stack. So if she doesn't flick fusion burst, as we saw up, here. Aemeath inflicts fusion burst. It didn't say trigger, it really say while in resonance mode, Aemeath inflict fusion burst. So I do believe that you can definitely attain the 5 stack of fusion bursts and trigger them. But it does says, as you say, the up to 30 time. So it won't be up all the time though. That's why I do think there will be a character that will inflict fusion burst, kind of like Chikona. Or at least it should. Now let's continue. In resonance mode, tune rupture, resonance mode fusion burst, inflict tune rupture, shifting fusion burst when the following skill deal damage. The same skill only trigger this effect on the same target once every 3 seconds. Basic attack, Aemeath, stage 3 and 4 basic attack, Meg, stage 3, 4 resonance skill, sync attack, Aemeath merge, resonance skill, sync, strike, call of the dawn, intro skill, song across the universe, and intro skill, debut, meteoric radiance. Resonance skill suffer a duet gains the following enhance based on Aemeath resonance mode. In resonance mode, tune rupture, casting resonance skill, Sephiric Duet deals additional 5 instances of tune rupture damage each time on a random target within the range. The target of tune level does not affect those instances of tune rupture damage. When Sephiric Duet deal damage, remove the target rupture trail and increase the damage multiplier to tune rupture based on the number of stack removed. Each stack increase the damage multiplier. So basically, when you cause a tune rupture, she will increase the damage already that linear increased, that Mornier S1 increased, so she'll increase that even more. Okay, wow. She's got a whole lot of buff. In resonance mode, fusion burst, when resonance skill Sephiric Duet hits the target, it inflicts fusion trail. If they are inflicted with fusion trail, remove the fusion trail stack and trigger fusion burst on the target based on its max stack limit without removing its stack. Each stack of fusion trail remove increase the damage multiplier of fusion burst on the main target of by 10%. Okay. So what does that mean? That mean the fusion trail. Let me just go ahead and let's go ahead and check fusion trail. Fusion trail. How does she? When in fusion mode, fusion burst trigger based on the fusion limit. No, that's not it. In fusion mode, fusion burst, when a resonator in the team inflict fusion burst, inflict fusion trail. So basically, if she inflict fusion burst, she inflict fusion trail in resonance mode. but she also removed them. And the more she removed, she can increase by the main target by 10%. When in resonance mode, resonance skills effect then gain the following enhance based on resonance mode. Tune rupture casting resonance skills Sulfuric duet additional deal 10 instance of tune rupture damage in resonance mode. Fusion burst multiplier of fusion burst triggered by resonance spheric duet. The main target is additionally increased by 200%. The damage multiplier increase effects is stackable with provided by fusion trail. So that goes even more. Wow. Tune rupture response starburst. Active in resonance mode, tune rupture deal fusion damage to target within range are affected by tune rupture interfere considered tune rupture damage. So just before continuing with all of that, I mean monofusion works on with her, but all the buff that she gives to herself or the team are heavily dependent on whether they can react to certain inflicted status like the tune mechanic or the negative status fusion burst. So yes, if you do have a looper can buff her damage, but and if you put a brand on with that can buff her damage. I mean a looper, a Morny, that those a looper with brand with her, you're missing a big chunk of the damage because you're missing plenty of buff that she gave only if there's a character in the team, there's a teammate that react to tune ruptures or that react to fusion burst. So basically, if you really want one of the optimal teams in monofusion, if you want them, well, it's basically the optimal team in monofusion. It's gonna be Morny, Looper, her. Looper with all the buff for monofusion, and Morny because Morny react to tune rupture. So the buff for the tune mechanic that she gives get triggers, so you get them. If not, you still want to play monofusion, well you can, but you're kind of missing a big chunk of damage, and I do think in that case really even a Galbraina monofusion would kind of be better than her. Still, I would have to test that when she's gonna come. I will, but yeah. Okay, let's continue with this Roman, with this book. Tune rupture response starburst. Active in resonance mode, tune rupture deal fusion damage to target within a range affected by tune rupture. Interfere considered tune rupture damage. Starflux Trust. When in the mech form, the Starflux is more than 200 print. Use the utility button to cast Starflux Trust by continuously consuming star flux. Synchronization rate. Synchronization rate is capped at 200, dealing damage by with basic attack, Aemeath mid-air attack, Aemeath dodge counter, Aemeath basic attack, mech mid-air attack, mech dodge counter, mech resonance skills combo piercing Harmant merge, and resonance skill combo pierce call of the dawn casting intro skill song across the universe, and intro skill debut meteoric radiance recover 40 point of synchronization rate, casting resonance liberation event fall edict overdrive recover 30 points of synchronization rate when in instance response even fall edict unbound at the same time, casting heavy attack, aim at charge 2 or heavy attack mech charge 2 recovers 200 of synchronization rate. And don't forget, synchronization rate is really important because it's one of the conditions to be able to do the liberation final, the big mech with the sword. Resonance rate. Resonance rate is capped at 4. Casting resonance skill, Seraphic Duet, recover 1 point of resonance rate. Casting resonance liberation, even fall edict overdrive, recover 1 point of resonance rate. When it star alarm acceleration, casting resonance liberation, even fall edict overdrive, additionally recover 1 point of resonance rate. And one other thing, with all of those that we just read, the time rotation that you're gonna do on her, it's gonna be a long time. So she's probably gonna be have the one of the longest rotation I've ever seen in this game to be able to do a final liberation. So yeah, if you are going tune route, it's gonna go like something like Mornier, then you go to Linie, then you go to her, and then you do everything. Or you could also do, you go to Mornier, Linie, you go to her, and then you kind of half do a rotation and then come back to Mornier and then Linie, and then you finish so you can get all the condition up and then do the final liberation. So with monofusion, it kind of would go the same way, but it kind of would work, I guess, if you can just accumulate thing and thing don't disappear because you switch. It doesn't seem to be the case, so I don't think there would be an issue with monofusion or a quick swap team, but that's still to be seen. Starflux is capped at 600. Starflux recovers naturally over time. When in combat, Starflux recovers at a slower rate. Intro, Overture of Departure. Intro skill. Song across the universe. Deal fusion damage. Casting the skill, enter star alarm acceleration for 15 seconds. Press normal attack shortly after casting the skill to cast basic attack. Aim at stage 3. Press resonance skill. Cast resonance skill from switch shortly after casting the skill. Automatically cast basic attack. Mech stage 3. Debut of meteoric radiance in the mech form song across the universe is replaced by. Okay, yes. So this confirms it that you do not lose anything, because you can be in a mech form and switch, and then switch. You can be in Aemeath form and then switch to a mech form, and then switch to another character, and then switch back to her. Okay. Okay, so in the mech form song across the universe is replaced by debut of meteoric, deal fusion damage, casting. This skill grants star alarm acceleration for 15 seconds. Press normal attack shortly after casting this skill to cast basic attack mech stage 3. Press resonance skill and cast resonance skill form switch shortly after casting the skill to automatically cast basic attack aim at stage 4. In Star Alarm Acceleration, casting Resonance Liberation, Evenfall, Edict, Overdrive, additionally restore resonance rate, casting Resonance Liberation, Evenfall, Edict, Overdrive, and Star Alarm Acceleration. Outro skill now. Silent Protection. When casting this skill, the following effect or trigger based on the resonance mode Aemeath are in. In resonance mode, tune rupture all resonator in the team except Aemeath gain all damage amplification for 20 seconds. The all damage amplification effect is increased to 20% for resonator who inflict tune rupture shifting. In resonance mode, fusion burst, all resonator in the team except Aemeath gain 10% all damage amplification for 20 seconds. The all damage amplification effect is increased to 20 seconds for resonator who inflict fusion burst. Casting this skill reset the effect above. And this is why, once again, I said we're kind of missing one other character, another resonator for the Fusion Burst team. Because this, as you can see, the outro skill cannot be applied on herself. She does not get the amp of 10% if you're in Fusion Burst. And it does say for resonator who inflict fusion bursts. And right now, she would be the only one who inflict fusion bursts in the resonator mode. Resonator mode. Yeah. So in resonance mode. So yeah, we kind of need another. And I do think Kuro is going to come out with another one shortly in the future. But for now, I would say that if you're going fusion burst mode with Aemeath, yeah, you get Chisa to up the stack with Havoc Bane. You don't got almost nobody else who benefits from that. So you would kind of go Chisa, her, Lupa, but you'd get no benefit from this, no benefit from this mode either. You would get, let's see, Chisa, her, Line, no benefit from that mode. From the outro skill. So, right off the bat, I would say when she comes out, the only real mode that makes sense. And of course, all that depends on who you have on your roster, but the only real mode that makes sense, because all the characters were already there, it's really the tune rupture. Okay, so let's go ahead. Tune break, unlanded melody. When the target is off tune is full, Aemeath can cast tune break on the target. Press normal attack shortly after casting tune break to cast basic attack 3. Responding to tune break interfered when resonator in the team trigger tune break on the stage and cause them to be affected by tune rupture interfered. Aemeath cast tune rupture response start burst. Each target can be damaged by this skill up to once every 8 seconds. Inherit skill before all sound. In instant response, heavy attack Aemeath and heavy attack mech gain 200 damage amplification. That's good. So more buff to herself, basically. Inherent skill between the stars. In resonance mode, tune rupture. When resonator in the team inflict tune rupture, shifting or deal tune rupture damage, Aemeath crit damage increased by 20% up to 3 times. Each resonator can trigger this effect once. With 3 stacked resonance liberation event edict, final damage is amplified by 25%. So basically you would want to kind of break and deal shifting tune rupture shifting 3 times before you do the final liberation, because then you would get kind of 60% more damage crit, which is kind of insane if you think about it. And not only that, the liberator, you get 25% more. Resonators joining the team or switching resonance mode reset this effect. So yeah, but yeah, if you switch, okay, that's reset the mode. That's reset everything. So you kind of want to do the breaking and apply the tune rupture shifting. So you're gonna have to, yeah, kind of take your time on linear, if I'm not wrong. In resonance mode, fusion burst. When resonator in the team inflict fusion burst, Aemeath crit damage increased by 30% up to 2 times. Each resonator can only trigger this effect once. With 2 stack, resonation fuck them out and is amp by 25. Yeah, the same thing from that. But then again, this will be hard to do since she's kind of the only one who can do it. But in the future, yeah, this will be really, really relevant. So yeah, that's all, guys. That's all for it. Yeah, no, it was a book. It was really a long book, but yeah, as you can see, Aemeath has really 2 modes: tune rupture and fusion burst. And to get a full buff, you really need to have some premium teammate. I mean, for Tune Rupture, you're really gonna have to need Ligne and Mornier. For Fusion Burst mode, um, you won't be able to have all buff because you're kind of missing. Well, we're kind of missing right now another resonator who can inflict Fusion Burst, but she in resonance mode she can still inflict some. So you're not missing everything, but you're missing a big part, I would say. If you go mono fusion with her without Mornier, you're missing quite a lot of her buff. So yeah, that's everything for her. There's also her weapons, but I will talk about her weapons on another video. For now, like, comment your pulling plan, comment what you want me to talk about next, and as always, forge to win.